The rest of the Southeast is reeling. Let me give you a quick update on Hurricane Helene's impact in Kentucky. To date, we know only of one injury. That person is going to be okay. Because of that, we have taken a lot of our assets that were prepared to respond here in Kentucky, and they're helping out in North Carolina and wherever else we're asked. We know. We know what it's like to get hit hard. We know what it's like to be devastated. We see those pictures of Asheville and other areas, and they remind us of either Mayfield or parts of eastern Kentucky. But we're here today, just like I was here in Henderson for the first non-tornado event in those days to break ground at Pratt. And what it tells us is that yes, while these events may knock us down, they don't knock us out. And celebrating the jobs, the hope, and the opportunity is so important as we bring people out of the rain, underneath the tent. Come on in, everybody. But I think it's appropriate, as we are all here together once again, that yes, we are thinking about the rest of the United States, but we're also showing them that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that they will get up, that they will rebuild, and that there will be more opportunity ahead. And that's what we're doing today here in Henderson, talking about future opportunity for this community. And what a month to have this in. You know, September is a special month in our state for a lot of reasons, but one reason is that is when we celebrate Bourbon Heritage Month in the Commonwealth. At the start of this month, I was with some of you in central Kentucky at Logstill with Wally Dant and his family as we celebrated the new entrance to the Kentucky Bourbon Hall of Fame. That day we had Eric Gregory with us. He may be here today, or some of the folks from the Kentucky Distillers Association. They're such good partners, and we just helped celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Kentucky Bourbon Trail, and guess what? Henderson's going to be an even bigger part of that Bourbon Trail. We got to say that last year was the best year in history for the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. The year before that was the previous best year for the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. I'm here to tell you that it's just September, but 2024 is going to be the best year in history for the Kentucky Bourbon Trail. It'll be 3 years from now. And so here we are closing out Bourbon Heritage Month with Andrew, who has the best first name in the business, Meredith, and the Henderson Distilling Company as they break ground on this exciting project that's going to bring even more tourism, more commerce to Henderson. It was back in January of 2023 when we announced this $5 million startup project, and now we're ready to put shovels in the ground. This project isn't only going to create 12 full-time jobs for families right here, you know, it's also rehabilitating the former Henderson Municipal Power and Light campus to bring more economic activity to a place that needed it. This is an amazing way to close out Bourbon and Heritage Month in the Commonwealth by breaking ground on the next generation of Kentucky spirits production right here in Henderson. Thank you. Henderson Distilling is joining a storied signature industry here in Kentucky. As much as anything, bourbon represents Kentucky, a warm welcome and rich character that speak of our land and our people. Bourbon is now America's native spirit, and even during a time when Kentucky's whole economy is on fire, this industry continues to play a unique and dual role in attracting investments while also introducing Kentucky to the rest of the world. You know, growing up, if you were abroad and they asked you where you were from and you said Kentucky, what's the first thing they said to you? They said chicken. And now, more often, what do they say to you? Bourbon. And then hopefully they offer you one. But isn't it special that with so many different brands, so much quality, so much artistry that goes into it, and the name of this town and this county is going to be out there all over the world, introducing people not just to Kentucky, but to Henderson Kentucky. This is going to be where tourism and industry come together, something that draws people here, but more importantly, convinces them to stay here. At a time when I've gotten to come to Henderson over and over and over. Because all of us working together to create so many good job opportunities. This is just another way that we are going to supercharge this community and move it into the future. And what an industry that you're joining, Andrew. Bourbon isn't just big right now. 2022 was our best year ever for investment in this industry. It wasn't just the best year. We had $500 million more invested in 2022 than in any other year. And that red hot momentum continued into 2023 when we announced that Bourbon had a bigger economic impact than ever before. Now, $9 billion in annual impact to the Commonwealth. More than 23,100 people employed, and an average annual payroll of $2.2 billion going to our Kentucky families. Each one of those metrics, the economic impact, the jobs, the wages, are new records for the Kentucky bourbon industry. Since the start of my administration, we've announced over 100 bourbon and spirits related projects that you all are now a part of. $4.3 billion in new investment in Kentucky and more than 1,700 full-time jobs. So what a special time to add yet another stop on the Bourbon Trail, yet another bourbon distillery here in Henderson and in Western Kentucky. And when we think about not just having the best years ever for the Bourbon Trail, 2023 was Kentucky's best year for tourism in our history, ever. Our impact, and listen, there are a lot of people here who work in tourism. Thank you. Thank you for what you do every day. Thank you for introducing people to Kentucky. Their industry is a $13.8 billion annual industry, 95,200 jobs. It is a really special time. And this continues Henderson and Kentucky's economic development win streak. Folks, since I became governor, we are now well over 1,000 new location and expansion projects, a record $32.5 billion of private sector investment in us, a record 55,000 new jobs, a record on our starting 2-year average in wages, a record on exports, that record in tourism. Folks, together, we are breaking every record in the books here in the Commonwealth of Kentucky. And the great part is we're doing it together. And we're not moving a state to the right or the left, we're just moving it forward, and we're bringing every family along. It's Republicans, Democrats, Independents, all working together because we know a job isn't partisan. It's just critical for a family. We know that I-69 bridge isn't partisan. It's just something we got to get done. And these last years, we, under this tent, have all worked together to create a better Kentucky and a better Western Kentucky. But you don't have to take it from us. You can ask the toughest critics out there. Those are those big bond rating agencies. You realize since I've been governor, with the announcement from Moody's last week, we have now received a bond rating upgrade from every single one of the major 3. That's the first time that's ever happened in Kentucky in our history. With other states, what are they out there telling people? They're telling people that we've got our financial house in order. That's thanks to the legislative branch, the executive branch, all of our locals, all working together. They're out there saying that our economy is on fire more, is generating more than others. They're saying that we are on our way up, and how good does that feel? And for the first time I can remember, people are looking up to us instead of looking down on us. Let's make sure we keep that up. And you're going to be hearing us talk in the next couple months about how we can continue to show the nation that we are not what we were 4.5 years ago. We're not what we were 10 years ago. We have a chance to welcome people to our new Kentucky home. From everything that tourism's going to have to offer, including this facility, to all those new great jobs that are here where we want people to move, from the workforce training that we are offering that others aren't. We are in a special place right now to talk about ourselves and what we can do and why people should want to come to Kentucky and be a part of what we're building. And as we do it, we're going to make sure we continue to invest in Henderson. As the judge knows, and our state representatives and senators, we have been back and back and back, again, all working together to make this happen. In the last 4 years, we've invested about $1.4 million in the Cleaner Water Program Fund. We provided $7.4 million to the county through the Team Western Kentucky Tornado Relief Fund. I was here in March when we celebrated a $10.2 million commitment to connect more homes and more businesses to high-speed internet. That's 2,300 homes and businesses in Henderson County alone. We continue to work through one of, I think, the smartest projects and programs that we've created, that PDI program, working on the next site and the next site and the next site, $700,000 coming to Henderson County. When we think about it, where Pratt landed was an original KPDI site, bringing really good jobs to this community. I think about the Henderson County High School and how important it is that it's preparing people for jobs of the future. I think about the $4 million award through the Better Schools program. I think about the $650,000 award through the Delta Regional Authority to fund an expansion of the Henderson Community College's Advanced Manufacturing Lab, and a total of $400,000 going to the Henderson Sports Complex and Sandy Lee Watkins Park, as we awarded another $40,000 to that park to build a biking and walking trail at the park. He was a friend of mine. I'm really proud that we can work to make that the best park we possibly can here in Henderson. So just a few investments along the way. But listen, those aren't given, those are earned. Those are good programs that we've all worked together to create, but they're ones that this community has gone out and applied for, has worked for. So you ought to feel really proud about the work being done right here on the ground. It's like when we talk about economic development, which we're talking about today, it is a team sport. It takes everybody from the executive branch, the legislative branch, the governor, the judge, the mayor. It takes all the business community talking to that next opportunity about what it's like. It takes those good parks to show what it's like to move your family here and live here. It's even smiling at that person you know is from out of town when they're grabbing coffee and thinking about what it'd be like to move to and to live in Henderson, Kentucky. Everything we're accomplishing as a Commonwealth right now, the credit goes to every single one of us here in Kentucky. We are building a better life, not just for ourselves and our families, but for our kids and our grandkids. And I close by just saying we are in this window of opportunity, the likes of which I've never seen. Our job has to be to sprint forward as fast as we can, to not trip ourselves up, whether it's politics or anything else, to make sure we grab every single opportunity. And that's why, while I know I made a little bit of news for a couple of months, I know I'm right where I'm supposed to be, and I look forward to being your governor for the next 2 years. And I told Andrew and Meredith that I love announcements and I love groundbreakings, but I really love ribbon cuttings. So I look forward to being governor as we cut this ribbon, as we see those full-time jobs, and as we taste their incredible product. So, to Andrew and to Meredith, thank you. Thank you for investing right here in Western Kentucky. Judge and Mayor, great job. I mean, great job. And let's keep it up. Representative, Senator, thank you for your work on the programs that allow this to happen. It's just a good day for everybody. One that we can celebrate and one where we can move forward together. God bless y'all. Create jobs in Kentucky, we bring you a gift. Now, sometimes that gift is bourbon, but we're smart enough not to give you somebody else's bourbon. This is one of our official Team Kentucky julep glasses to enjoy your bourbon in.